This is no ordinary balloon.
What a view!
This is incredible.
An Ontario County nonprofit.
Over horizon high-altitude balloons.
3, 2, 1, launch.
Hey guys, Tori here from Overlook Horizon. We got some craziness going on right here, but we're back. We're live. It is still the second stream today for Thursday, September 3rd. It is, what time is it? 1:39 p.m. Eastern Time here on the East Coast, 12:39 Central Time, and we're going to try to see, hopefully, a SpaceX hop for the SN6 Starship prototype. Now, we primarily use NASASpaceflight.com stream, which is right here. They are working very hard today. Boca Chica is a tough place to do some live streaming. There's not a lot of cell towers down there, and they're just streaming with cell service. And I know they've had one of their modems that has been acting up on them and having some issues. And so hopefully we're going to be able to get a good view of the hop. Usually they're solid coverage, and Mary, the Boca Chica gal, who's out at Boca Chica and running all the cameras and everything else on site. I mean, she is an absolute warrior, because it's a lot of work, and it's hot out there, and it's crazy. But hopefully we'll get that. I'm gonna try to pull up a backup one here and see. Oh, there we go. Looks like they're back up here at the far camera. Let me turn up my volume. All right, so I've got the volume up in my ears. When we get a little closer to the hop attempt, I will turn up the volume on their stream so we can take a look at it. But let's talk about what's happening today. This is a Starship SN6 prototype hop. So Starship is SpaceX's next generation launch vehicle that's going to take humans to the moon and to Mars. It is in development right now. We're still a long ways away from that. They're gradually developing a test vehicle, testing it, flying it, hopping it. This is kind of a small hop, and then they're moving on and making changes and doing it all over again. So that's what they're doing here today. Now it looks like a flying grain silo. Remember, this is just, we'll switch over to this here real quick, see if we can do it before the hop actually happens. Where's my picture here? This is the SpaceX website. Here's an overview. This is what Starship is going to look like. Here's the Starship up top. The booster at the bottom is called Super Heavy. They're not even working on Super Heavy right now. They're just working on Starship. And with the Starship, they're only working on this lower section here. We haven't done the nose cone yet. It's just the lower section. They don't even have these control surfaces on. These little fins on the side down here, and obviously not the fins up here either, because they don't even have the whole nose section. It's just this section here. The engines at the bottom. Raptor. There's one Raptor engine on the bottom. There is a little skirt there at the bottom with landing legs that are tucked up underneath that can kind of fold out for landing. There is a mass simulator up on top, which is what this little block is. Up on top is the mass simulator, and that's really simulating the weight of that whole nose cone section so that they can test for controllability while they do their little hop. Now, it's a little hop. It's only going to 150 meters, or about 500 feet in altitude. It'll hop, move over to the side, come back down, and land. Short flight. It's only like 30 seconds, something like that. I don't know the exact timing on the actual test flight, but it's a very quick flight. In this view, particularly, it's not going to look like it goes sideways, because the landing pad is actually away from the camera. So it'll go up, and it's actually going to move away from the camera and then set down. So we're going to hopefully see that here shortly. We've got about, let's see, where are we in my estimated timeline here? We're about 4 or 5 minutes away based on the siren. So the siren is basically, they have a sheriff in Boca Chica that drives around the town to alert the Boca Chica residents that they're about to perform a flight test, because remember, Boca Chica, Texas is only like a mile and a half away from where they're actually performing these activities here. So let's go down here. Here's let's zoom out just a little bit. SpaceX's operations are up here. Now this is we don't need the replay text. Get rid of that. That's from this morning. The Starlink launch. This is the launch facility right here. This is the landing facility over here. So it's going up this way. The actual camera that we're looking at is from over here, Boca Chica Village. So that's why I say it's going to kind of go away from the camera. A little bit of side movement, but it's moving away from the camera. But this Boca Chica Village right here, I mean, this is a little tiny town with houses and people that live there. And so they're so close that if there was some sort of event that happened with this launch here, some sort of overpressurization event, otherwise known as the kaboom boom, that's a problem for the residents. If they have a big boom, that could blow in their windows, send glass inside and everything else, so they have to alert the residents that they're about to do this. And they're supposed to actually go outside and stand outside in case there is an overpressurization. Now, I'm kind of turning this down a little bit. I'm waiting until the guys at NASA Spaceflight kind of go quiet, which it sounds like they're doing right now. We should get a hop attempt any minute here now. And this is a very similar test to exactly what we had the other day, a couple weeks ago with SN5. SN5 went to 150 meters, moved over, went down. This is a very similar vehicle to SN5. So part of the testing process is making sure they can do it over and over again. I mean, just doing one test is not enough. They got to make sure they can do it over and over again. They've got to make sure that any changes that they make are contributing to the process. So we don't really know what they learned the last time around. Like, they may have made software changes, they might have made changes to the landing legs or to the fueling process or to the countdown process or any of that kind of stuff. They might have made changes to all of that, and we just don't know.
Staring it down.
We also don't know when this is going to actually happen. It could be any second here now. It's going to go to about 150 meters or 500 feet in altitude, same as SN5. Oh god, I heard the wind activity and I was like, oh, it's going, but my eyes were not seeing it go. SN8, so SN7 is a little test tank. SN8, which is coming after this, is going to be the big... Sorry, SN8 is going to be the big hop that goes to 20 kilometers in altitude. But they might not go from this right to SN8. They've talked about doing multiple hops, so they may use SN5 and SN6. Oh, here we go.
There it is.
Here we go.
We've got some sort of ignition.
Oh, it's going up. It's going
And
up.
it's a hop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lifted, get lifted. Look at it go. Look at it go.
Fly, baby.
SN6. Oh my gosh.
She's standing. Look at that. Yes.
Look at that.
Another successful hop right there. Look at that. That was madness. That was craziness. I love that every time. Oh my goodness. It goes into that cloud there, because remember the launch pad is closer to the closer to the camera than the actual landing pad is. So it's going away from it, and then you're left with that cloud there as it descends behind the cloud to the landing site. And then once that clears, there's actually quite a bit of wind there. we get a pretty good view. It has a great view. It was madness. It's crazy. So we're gonna have to take a look at that. We're gonna have to watch that again. That was pretty awesome. That is just as epic. The flying grain silo. It looks so crazy. It looks nuts. We've got it.
I can definitely hear.
I'm turning up NASA spaceflight a little bit.
Question is, do we try to go for the zoom, or do we leave it?
Let's
on the
see. I wanna replay that. We're gonna watch that one more time. Just to give you an idea on context, we're gonna watch it again. But to give you an idea on context here, here's the map. This is Boca Chica Village. This is roughly where the camera is. I'm not sure exactly where Mary is set up, but they put up a roadblock right here, so you can't go any closer than here. So yeah, she's got to be somewhere in the town here, set up. And it's about, look at that, 1.46 miles, about 1.5 miles to the launch facility. Landing is just a touch more, just under 1.6 miles there. So not very far from that village right there. So that's what we're gonna watch here, and we're gonna go through that replay here one more time and take a look. Let me see if I can back it up. Kind of looked like a slow liftoff a little bit. What's the point of this? How is it making it to space? This one is not making it to space. The point of this is to build up to the one that's going to make it to space. So you don't necessarily, I mean, you could. Let's see, how do I want to say this? SpaceX's mentality to building rockets is build, test, revise, repeat. Did I get all that right? So they want to do smaller incremental tests building up to the actual flying and orbital flight of the Starship booster. Now, you could build out an entire booster and have it ready for orbital flight, but if it doesn't work, you just spend a ton of money building that orbital vehicle plus the booster and flying it, and you might have to change the whole thing. So instead of doing that, they're going to do smaller ones, smaller vehicles that are not ready for outer space yet. Doing smaller vehicles that they build up to it. They're testing, this is just testing really the engine gimbaling, the launch procedures, the fueling procedures. I mean, they could come back and be like, oh, you know what? We need to fuel it in a different order, which they actually discovered on, what was it, SN3, where they actually, I don't think they really discovered it, but they made an oops on SN3 where they filled the methane tank, which is the tank up on top. So on top, there's a methane tank. On the bottom, there's a liquid oxygen tank. On SN3, they filled the methane tank too much before they filled the liquid oxygen tank, and it caused the whole thing to buckle and collapse because this is just, relatively thin stainless steel here. So they're learning things like that throughout the entire process. They're learning to change their launch procedures and maybe go like, oh yeah, that's an important thing that we shouldn't do that because it makes our rocket go kaboom. So that's the point of this. Let's go up and see what else do we miss for comments. There's going to be 6 of those grain silos, right? They need to test each one and work out the kinks in each piece, right? Well, they're constantly building new ones. So this is SN6. There have been other flight vehicles before this. We had the Mark 1. We had the Mark 2, which was abandoned. That was the one that was being built in Cape Canaveral. They had 2 sites, the Mark 1 and the Mark 2. They abandoned the Mark 2 to focus just on Boca Chica. Then we had the SN1. That one, I'm trying to remember all the failures. SN1 failed. I think it just exploded. SN2 was a test tank. SN3, I think, is the one that failed by buckling. SN4 was another big explosion. SN5 hopped just a couple weeks ago, and now we're at SN6. And then SN7 is going to be a smaller test tank again. Testing, I think they're testing, what does SN stand for? Oh, sorry, SN just stands for serial number. It's serial number 6, basically. So they had, like, Mark 1 and Mark 2 were the first that they started building. Those were, like, super early stage prototypes. After Mark 2, they switched over to naming them by serial number. So then they had SN1 or serial number 1. And now this is SN6 or serial number 6. So, let's watch the replay here. And let's see it again. Because that was kind of awesome. Every time, like, it just looks like a flying grain silo. It's crazy. It's insane. I love, look it, there it goes.
We've got some sort of ignition.
And it looked like it lifted off very slowly this time. I don't remember if that's what it did last time.
Lifted, get lifted, look at it go, look at it go.
Come on, SN6.
Oh my gosh.
See it, all the clouds there again, and then it goes away, and then we see it. It's awesome. And you can hear, like, listen to the crowd noise.
Oh, yeah! That is another...
Yes!
What?
Not just the...
There it is!
And I'm not even just talking about the NASA spaceflight commentators, who are awesome guys. Love all the guys over at NASA Space Flights, especially even Mary, the Boca Chica gal, who is out at Boca Chica, standing in the heat, and just sitting there with cameras to bring this to all of us. They bring it to NASA Space Flight, and NASA Space Flight was kind enough to let me show it to you so we could comment on it. But yeah, you can hear the car alarms going off. You can hear there's a crowd noise. Remember, all the SpaceX personnel have to leave the launch pad because it's dangerous. It could blow up and blow things all over the place. So all the SpaceX personnel that are right there that would be working on the launch pad, they have to leave. You got people in the town that are going to be outside watching. You've got Launch Control Center, which is a little further down the road here. So again, this is Boca Chica right here. You've got the SpaceX launch facility. That's where they're launching it from. Here's the landing pad, just a little ways over there. Most of the people are kind of hanging out right here at the road closure, maybe off in the grass here somewhere, paying attention to. It looks like I've never personally been down here. I would love to go down there, but it looks like there's some sort of like dirt road here. I don't know. Maybe they're all hanging out there on the dirt road. Who knows? There is, and then here's. The SpaceX tracking station where they have a bunch of, you can kind of see it during the construction. This is an older picture. Do I have a copyright date on this picture? It says 2020, but I don't think this picture's from 2020. And then you've got there it is. The Launch Control Center for SpaceX is over here. So launch control is way over here. Rocket's way over there. So it's a ways away. Now the question is going to be like, what are they going to do for, like, when they really start rolling out production? Like, are they going to build them all right here? I mean, I don't know if you necessarily want to be building and launching from the same spot, but that's what they're doing right now. But there we go. All right, let's go back. I heard NASA Spaceflight was going to zoom in at a little closer connection there, or closer view there. And it does look, again, we had this last time. It looks like there's just a little bit of a lean. There's a little bit of a lean to it. That is, I don't know, what I would say is normal. We don't know if that's ideal for SpaceX right now. Those legs, future versions of the legs will be auto-leveling. They'll be able to auto-level themselves. They are not at that point yet, but future versions will be able to auto-level. Right now, they're a pretty basic version of the landing legs, and if it comes down hard on one of those landing legs, I don't know this for sure, but if it's anything like the Falcon 9 landing legs, there's probably a crush core in there, so that when it comes down, if it comes down too hard on one of those legs, it can kind of crush the leg down and collapse it on purpose so that it doesn't just completely break off. The lean is because the Raptor is not centered. I don't think the lean is from the Raptor not being centered, because even if the Raptor's not centered, the landing legs would still be able to extend the same amount all around the skirt there. Now, that it does bring up a good point, though, that Aspen brings up, is that one of the difficult things about this is that the Raptor engine on there is not centered. It's not in the center. There's a good reason for that, and that's because this is intended to be in a group of 3 like this. So here's an image from SpaceX underneath the Raptor, underneath the Starship skirt there. And here's this is what it's going to look like with 3 surface level or ground level Raptor engines. There will also be another 3 vacuum optimized engines on the outer ring here, but the 3 inner engines there will be regular ground level atmospheric Raptor engines. So, and they can only put they're only flying with 1 right now. And so when they launch, the engine actually has to do some gimbaling, and it kind of has to fly. It's not quite this drastic, but it kind of has to fly diagonally because the thrust is off center. So there we go. When will we hop? You missed it, Battlecast. We already do the hop, as Jacob says. We already do. We already do. We did the hop. Well, let's do another replay just for Battlecast and for me. We're gonna watch it for me too. If anybody wants to watch, if you're annoyed by me and you want to just watch the thing directly, I do have links in the description below and in the comments directly to NASA Spaceflight's live stream. NASA Spaceflight is also covering this, so if you don't like me skipping around and you don't like me going through all my stuff, go watch NASA Spaceflight. They do awesome coverage. They've been kind enough to let me use their footage to do all this kind of commentary here. So you can definitely go check that out. All right, let's go back and if you're not familiar, this was a bit of confusion for last time about the whole NASA Spaceflight and SpaceX. NASA Spaceflight is a media organization, awesome media organization. They cover all of spaceflight. It's called NASA Spaceflight, but it's really just spaceflight. They cover SpaceX and NASA and Blue Origin and the Vega rocket for Arianespace, and they cover Virgin Galactic and everything. They cover it all. It's an awesome resource. So if you're not following NASA Spaceflight on Twitter, or subscribe to them on YouTube, or looking at the NASAspaceflight.com forums, you're missing out. You're missing out. You got to go check them out. And just to clear up the confusion, they're not affiliated directly with NASA. So even though the stream says NASA Spaceflight on it, down in there with their watermark, this is not an official NASA stream here. This is just the NASAspaceflight.com media organization, which does an awesome job, including Mary, the Boca Chica gal, who's out there running the camera equipment in like a heat index of like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah, she's out there. I mean, you can see, some of the days, I think the last hop, the heat index out there was like 115 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like, wow. Mary's a warrior out there. Here's the hop again. Hold on, you guys didn't hear that sound. I forgot to unmute it. You guys are sitting here in silence, and I'm listening to it.
Haven't given up watching it.
I'm listening to it by myself. Sorry, guys. Trying to run a one-man production show here sometimes gets difficult, and I forget to push the right buttons. Here it goes. Now we'll listen to it again.
And it's a hop!
Lifted, get lifted. Look at it go. Look at it go.
Come on, SN6!
Oh my gosh!
It's so
have it
loud.
either. That's gonna clear in a second. There it is.
There it is. Look at that. It's insane. It's so crazy. The flying grain silo. It is pretty windy there. You can see all that smoke clear out pretty quickly. All the car alarms going off like crazy. I mean, that was just nuts. Look at NASA spaceflight is replaying it as well. That was crazy to see. Like, every time that goes, it does not look like that should fly, really. Like, there's no way that should fly. Should we? I'm gonna pull this up just for giggles. But I want to show you. Oh, uh-oh. There it goes. I'm pulling up KSP. Kerbal Space Program in the meantime. We're gonna... No, not right now. We're gonna take... That's not me pausing and unpausing. This is NASA spaceflight going back through and taking a look. Looks like they're gonna go frame by frame, because really what we did not see... It was tough to see, like, the landing legs come out from this particular view. Now, SpaceX will likely put out a video so we can see... There you go. You can kind of see the landing legs. If you look closely, you can see the landing legs come out. It's a little... It's tough to see, but it's not too bad. A couple people asking about Rocket Lab. Yeah, Rocket Lab has a press conference going on right now. I'm probably not going to play it, but I'll put it in our Discord afterwards if somebody hasn't already. So I'm sure somebody probably put it in the Discord already. But the flying silo, is that a hose stuck onto it on lifting or just venting? There is venting that goes on, so the venting is pretty normal. Let's go back to the actual hop itself. Back here, so you can see the... Oh no, that's after landing. Back it up. Here we go. There is a liquid oxygen vent port that, as it's coming up here, right there, this little... I'm assuming you're talking about this section here. We saw that last time on SN5. That's the liquid oxygen vent port. That's normal to have it streaming out that liquid oxygen like that, at least right now. I don't know if they're always going to do that, but right now they're I would call that normal, just because we saw that exact same thing on the last hop attempt, the SN5 hop attempt. Now, whether or not that's always going to do that, we don't know, but it does kind of clean up itself towards the, after the actual launch itself. So, and it might even be... I'm pretty sure that's just the vent port. I was going to say maybe that's like there's a quick disconnect for loading the liquid oxygen, but I don't think that's what that is. I think that's the liquid oxygen vent port there, because we saw that last time as well. So they may need to continue venting so that they don't overpressurize the vehicle. So remember, that liquid oxygen can overpressurize relatively quickly, because as it warms up, it turns back into a gaseous state, and it expands and builds pressure. So they have to vent it off so that it doesn't overpressurize the tanks. When are they going to really launch the full Starship? You're not going to see a full like orbital Starship launch until 2021 sometime. Maybe like late 2021. I mean, you're probably talking like a year from now. They're going to try to do a booster hop attempt, which would be the bottom half of it. So remember, right now, they're just focusing on, this is just the top half. So here's the full Starship right here. They've got the top, this is the Starship. This is called the Super Heavy Booster. So right now, they're just focusing on the Starship, although Elon said that they're starting construction on the first Super Heavy Booster, he said this week. So they may be starting construction on the Super Heavy Booster very soon here, or at least they might be underway already. And even with the Starship, though, like they're only focusing on from like here down. So they haven't even moved on to this nose section here. They're just focusing on here down. They still got to add these little canards or those aerodynamic fins here that are on the sides. They got to add the whole nose cone section. And it's also, there's going to be 2 variants of the Starship as well. Remember, there's a crewed variant and there's a cargo variant for launching satellites like Starlink or anything like that. So there's 2 different variants of the actual Starship that they'll eventually have, but we're not even close to that point yet. Right now, they got to develop Starship. They got to make sure that Starship can fly. It's going to launch to 20 kilometers and back. They got to make sure that the Super Heavy booster can fly. Remember, the Super Heavy booster is going to have, Elon said, 28 engines. Originally, it was going to be over 30, but the Raptor engine itself is actually even more efficient than they envisioned it would be. So the Raptor engine, they now only need 28 of them instead of over 30 of them that they had thought that they were going to need. I wonder how many cargo ships Elon plans to fly to Mars in 2022. Yeah, we don't know how many cargo ships to Mars yet, but he said that they're likely going to do over 100 cargo missions before they even do 1 human mission. So don't expect like a human mission next year. They're going to do many, many cargo missions first before they even move on to trying to human rate the Starship. What does SN stand for? It stands for just serial number. That's all it really is, serial number. Super Heavy will launch by November. First stack, I'm thinking April, May. That's from Winkin on YouTube. It seems a little optimistic to me. I can't completely discount it, but it seems very optimistic to me. I think you're going to have I think you could have the first booster hop by the end of the year. I think there's going to be more booster hops and Starship hops throughout the first half of 2021. I think the first time it goes full orbital, full stack orbital, I don't think it's going to be till late 2021. I could be wrong. That's my thought on where we are. Hey, have they done the hop yet? Yeah, they've done it already. I'll do another replay here in just a minute. I'm going back through a couple what is the target date for the first cargo mission to Mars? I don't know if we actually have a target date yet for sending cargo missions to Mars. I mean, I think we've got one of the earliest things that's on the schedule for Starship is the whole fly around the moon for the Dear Moon project with Yusaka Maezawa, the Japanese billionaire that's going to fly artists around the moon. That's tentatively scheduled for 2023. That's probably the first thing that we would see. One of the first things I think we would see with the Starship with humans. But even 2023 sounds kind of optimistic. So, because Elon has said they're going to fly over 100 cargo missions before they even try to launch humans. I mean, right now, SpaceX is only launching, 20 or so missions a year. And if they start ramping up Starship, I mean, you're still probably talking 5 years worth of cargo missions before they start flying humans on the Starship. I don't know. These are just tentative dates. Maybe they fast track that. Maybe the Starship starts, going to town and flying 50 missions a year, and then you only got 2 years worth. But 50 missions a year would be pretty optimistic because that's like one a week. I mean, it's been a week just trying to get this hop off here. Earliest I heard from Mars was very late 2025. Oh, Odie corrected himself, said 2024, that is. Moon first, then Mars. Yeah, I still think those timelines are very, very optimistic. I mean, I think Mars missions, we're talking like 2030 time frame. Just my thoughts. Equal Gamer, what's with the Red Lobster? That's our mascot here, the space lobster. You can learn about the space lobster. Type !lobster in the chat. I'll send you a link to the origin of the space lobster. I think even 2028 is still very optimistic, says Tudor. I kind of agree. Even a mission a month is an awesome target. Yeah, I mean, you look at Starlink. Starlink is trying to do 2 a month. And that's tough. Like, they've had a couple months where they haven't hit any. I think July, they had 0 Starlink launches. They tried to do 3 in June, then they only got 2 off. Then they had 0 in July, and now we've done... what did we do? Did we only do 1 in August? Or did we do 2 in August? Can't remember, but we just did 1 this morning. What is the weight capability for cargo when it's all done? I don't remember the exact, but it's on here. Payload to low Earth orbit right there is over 100 tons to low Earth orbit is the payload capability there. You knew it was a nice round number. Payload capacity, or propellant capacity, I mean, is 1,200 tons. 9 meters in diameter, 50 meters in height. Now that's the full Starship. Remember, the one that we're looking at right now, this one here is not the full Starship. Let's go back to let's go to the NASA Spaceflight live view. Whoa, he's doing some telestrating, some drawing. I'm not sure what he's drawing. Let's see. Let's go on, here we go. I just wanted to pause on here so you could see the actual Starship. Right here, this is only about, what did we say in the past? It's like 30 feet or so, or 35 feet tall. That's what the height is. I almost said altitude. That's what the height is right now of this vehicle because it does not have the nose cone. But eventually the height is going to be, or I'm sorry, 50 meters, 160 feet. I didn't mean 30 feet. I meant 30 meters. Didn't we say that before? It's like 30 meters tall or so. Let's see. Let's go. I'm going to show you a couple things in Kerbal here in a minute, but so we talked about how they've got a cargo variant and a crew variant. This is what the cargo variant looks like. It's kind of like a big alligator that opens up and lets a satellite out there. It'll be really interesting to see how this works because typically satellite launches have a spring pusher system that'll deploy those satellites out. But this can't just deploy straight out. It has to deploy out and up. So the spring pusher almost needs to be like at an angle, which would be kind of interesting. Here's a mock-up of the Starship docking with the space station to deliver cargo and people to the International Space Station. It's a potential use for it. Could bring a lot of cargo up to the space station with the Starship. They're going to try to do lunar landings with the Starship, and actually NASA is paying them to do some research into whether or not that NASA could use this as a lunar lander, meaning that they would take the Orion capsule with astronauts, launch them from Earth on the Orion capsule, meet up with a Starship that's in lunar orbit already. So they'd launch them separately. There'd be a Starship in lunar orbit that the Orion astronauts, the NASA astronauts riding the Orion capsule would then transfer to the Starship and use the Starship just as a lunar lander. Have it go down, land on the surface, do their thing. Then it takes them back up, stays in lunar orbit, and then they can get back into the Orion to go home. So NASA is funding a little bit of development there. They're also talking about interplanetary transport, or I guess, well, the interplanetary transport. This would be for like building cities on Mars. That's not what I was going for. They're talking about Earth-to-Earth transport as well. That's the one that I was going to bring up. The Earth-to-Earth transport is something they've talked about doing as well, which is like launching from New York City and landing in Australia in like 25 minutes. That seems like a big ask too, because I don't know how the logistics of that would actually work. Like, you'd have to like take a boat out to sea. There's no way you could have that sound, that launch sound, in the middle of New York City. It's not like you could just be like, oh, you tell a resident, so JFK is going to get a little bit louder these days. It doesn't quite work that way. And this guy was loud. For anybody that missed it, let's replay it quick. I'll make sure I got my volume up this time. Oh wait, we gotta, hold on, I've got Kerbal up because we were gonna play with, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show this in Kerbal as well, particularly the offset engine. See if we can play around with that here in just a second, but here we go. Let's do this replay here one more time so you can hear the volume of it.
It happens just
courtesy of NASAspaceflight.com.
And there is the ignition. There, it clears the launch state. It doesn't have a lot to clear.
Oh wait, this is not the original one. This is their replay.
It's a little bit of acceleration.
Let's go back to their
side vent. It's actually vent.
Let's go back to the original here. Just 1 second. The original launch, so we can hear the sound. There it is. Here we go.
There it is. We've got some sort of ignition. And it's a hop.
Lifted, get lifted, look at it go, look at it go.
Come on, SN6.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome. I absolutely love that. That is so crazy. You can hear everybody. You hear the NASA spaceflight guys going crazy. You can hear the SpaceX people going crazy. The people in the town going crazy. It's nuts. That whole thing is crazy. It just is a flying grain silo. Like that shouldn't work, but it does. I mean, I guess there's no reason why it shouldn't work. I mean, let me so I'm gonna pull up Kerbal here so that we can act. Oh no, not this one. This one. Oh, oh. Kerbal doesn't want to. Kerbal doesn't want. There it goes. Okay, get rid of the replay tag here. So what I wanted to show here, real quick, nothing too crazy, but I want to show why. Let's see, how could I do this? Let me try it with just a drone core. That will pretend that's our mass simulator. And here is that the one that I want? I want this one. Oh, it's way bigger. Okay, hold on. So what I'm going to show you here, or what I want to show you, maybe, if I can get it to work. There we go. I was trying to zoom out. Put this up here. Attach that to that. We're not going to put any fins on it, and all we're going to put is one Raptor engine. So you can see, if I zoom in here, you can see, I can highlight it in green here, and you can see where all the Raptor engines are going to go. So you've got the 3 center ones. These are atmospheric Raptor engines or sea level Raptor engines. And then the outer 3 here, these would be vacuum optimized Raptor engines. So the sea level ones, let me put them all on so you can see what it's going to look like first. The sea level ones have a smaller engine bell. which is designed, if you're talking about rocket exhaust, the idea for rocket exhaust is you want all the exhaust to go out straight out. You don't want it to flare out to the sides because you're losing thrust. If the exhaust is going sideways, you're not getting as much thrust forward as you would if all the exhaust is exiting in a straight column out the back. The problem with that is, as the exhaust exits, it wants to expand. There's a little bit of pressure that keeps all that exhaust contained, which is the purpose of the engine bell. And the idea is you want that engine bell to contain the pressure of the exhaust and match it with the ambient pressure of the air, so it comes out as one single column. As you go up, the exhaust wants to expand out further, so you get a larger engine bell to intentionally expand it out further and then have it all go out in a straight line in an expanded straight line. So that's why you got two different sizes there. But all right, we're gonna get rid of these, and I only want one. We're gonna try to, I make no promises here, but this is the idea. There you go. Here's our Starship Hopper. Get to the hopper! Here we go. I'm gonna try to fly this here. I'm gonna show you how difficult it is to fly, probably by failing miserably. Let me mute the NASA spaceflight stream here while they're telestrating. And turn this up so you can hear the Kerbal. So, no extra weight. I probably could have put an extra weight up there, but I got this thing up there. We'll see. I don't know how this is going to work. I've never tried this before. So, this is an experiment. I've never tried this. We're going to try to launch it, and then where should we land it? Let's sort out our plan. We should go... Let's see. I'm going to point it this way so my gimbal's in the right direction. No, this would be the right... I think this way. Okay. We're going to go... I guess we'll go sideways and maybe land over here in the grass. I don't know. This is going to be very optimistic to even think that I'm going to have a remote chance of landing this. But you're going to have off-centered thrust atop the vehicle assembly building. Let me see if I can land it on the grass first before we try to land it on top of the vehicle assembly building. Here we go. Oh, I won't even do it in Kerbal. The engine's not even enough. Oh, maybe, you know what? I know what we gotta do. Let's go. We gotta take some of the fuel out. Which is actually what SpaceX is doing too. We'll put, what do we want? Like half the fuel? We don't even need half the fuel. We'll put in like 25% of the fuel. Let's see if this'll work. Here's my moment to tell you, I do stuff like this with our Patreon members. We just docked Starship the other day. So if you want to join the inner circle, hang out with some of the secret live streams, you should become a Patreon member. Patreon.com/OverlookHorizon. You can join the inner circle, get access to bonus content, some exclusive live streams like where we do stuff like this. It's a lot of fun. Join the inner circle. Join us. Become a Patreon member. If you don't want to do that, then please come join us on Discord. We got a Discord chat server where we talk in between all these broadcasts. We have updates so you can learn about what's happening. I'll put a... Let's see, I need the links. A couple people in... I'll drop the links in the YouTube chat, and I'm going to put them on our... Let me put them on the other ones real quick, like Facebook and Periscope and Twitch, so that they're all there. There's the Discord links, and then let me do the same with Patreon links. In case you're interested in joining our community. That's really what this is about. I mean, we just want to have fun together. We're trying to find like-minded people that like this kind of spaceflight stuff, want to geek out and talk about this stuff with us. Have some fun. Make spaceflight fun. Okay. There we go. I just sent those over. In case you want to In case you want to join us after the stream. Become part of the community. All right, let's see if this guy will fly now here. So we're only at 25% fuel. Let's try it. Nope. Why? What's the matter with you? I should look at... All right, revert back to the vehicle assembly building. Oh, I want to do this. I really want to demonstrate this. So we need... Where's our thrust to weight ratio here? Mass is 91 tons. What's our... Cost. Thrust 820 kilonewtons. Torque, burn time, oh, okay, well, let's... I guess we'll go even less fuel. Barely put any fuel in it. How much does she weigh now? 46 tons now. Okay. Okay. I don't know how to look at... Vessel info. Here we go. Max acceleration. Surface thrust to weight ratio, 1.79. If I up this, it's down to 1.47. Where was I before? I was here. Oh, yeah, there you go. There's our problem. It was less than 1. So let's go down to... Well, we're only going to go for a short little jaunt. We'll go down to here. We'll have a 1.79 thrust to weight ratio. All right, this should fly. This should fly now that we actually paid attention to the thruster weight ratio. Add another center engine. I don't want to add a center engine because the point of me doing this, or the reason that I'm doing this, is because I want to show how difficult it is to fly a vehicle that has an offset center engine. Okay. Here we go. Let's try it. There it go. Oh, yep. See, look at this. It's already tipping. I lost it already. Within 2 seconds. I told you. That's exactly... I wanted to show how difficult that was. Success. Let's try that again. Can I control it? Do you think is there any way I'll be able to control it? Because it's going to want to go... around, and I want to somehow point this. I want to. All right, let's see. So I have to point this way. All right, let's try it. I want to go. The heck with it. Nope. Ah, come on. It's just not... The engine is way more powerful than anything I can do. Come on! There's no way I'm going to control this manually. But you can see, this is exactly why I wanted to show this. It's because the engine is offset. All right, let's try... Maybe we could, like, gradually up the power. I'm going to hold this on. There it goes. Oh, nope. It's way too hard. Maybe if I got one more idea to see if we can control this. I'm gonna throw some... I want to throw some extra thrusters on here. Tolerance. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Zoom this in. We'll throw a whole bunch of them on here. I don't know if this makes any sense, but that's what we're gonna try to do. Just see if it helps us. Helps us at all. All right, one more attempt. We'll do one more attempt. We'll watch the hop one more time. Then we'll call it a day. Let's see. Do I go full thrust again? Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at us go. I can't control it, but we're doing better. We're doing better. We're doing better. Yep. No, we're not doing better. We were so close. Let me do that again. That was much better. Hold on. That was much better. Yeah, okay. I got an idea. I got an idea. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Throttle up. RCS on. Go. No. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Here we go. Nope. And crash. Oh, God. I don't have much time to react. Kaboom. One more time. I got this. I got you. I got this. I got it. I think I got it. I probably don't have it. Come on, we got this. Here we go. Hey, help me out. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. All right. Okay, here's our hop. We went to 300 meters, but okay, close enough. Look at this. Gear out. Deploy them all. Gear coming out. Here we go. Oh, slow it down. Look at this. We're doing the hop. We're doing the thing. We got a little too much horizontal movement. Not good. Can I null it out, or is it gonna go crazy if I null it out? Nope, it's gonna go crazy. No, all right, let's just, the heck with it. We'll just go down. Uh-oh, we got this. We're doing the thing. I guess we're just gonna have a whole lot of horizontal movement. Oh, we're going back up now. We don't want that. Here we go. Set her down nice and gentle. I can't set it down. There it goes. Now it's coming down nice and gentle. Maybe. Set her down. Come on, you got this, Tori. You got this. She's drifting horizontally quite a bit. We're still 115 meters. Come on, set her down already. It's gonna tip over as soon as we land it. I can't get it down. Come on. Here it goes. Touchdown. Oh, I knew it was gonna tip over. We almost ran out of fuel too. That was not bad though. That was not bad. You gotta say that's an improvement. You gotta admit, that's an improvement. Yeah, that's right. Paul said the thrust-to-weight ratio increases as the fuel burns off. Yeah, I wasn't thinking off that. Just slowly increasing my thrust. That was pretty close though. Come on, you gotta give me that one. Just not enough side gearing. Let's try. All right, one more time. I know I said that was the last time, but I was very encouraged by that one. Radial out. Thrust up. There you go. That's 150 meters already. Look at it. We're 200 meters. Uh-oh, gear out. Oh, that was... Oh. That one did a little kaboom. that one was a kaboom. But it's really hard. Look at, you got an off-center engine. It's very difficult to control that. That's probably the best I can do. That's probably as good as it's gonna get. All right, should we look at? Let me shut the engines off here at least. All right, should we do one more hop? This is COPV going bang. It's something going bang, that's for sure. Let's take one more look at the hop attempt here. Hop attempt? It wasn't really a hop attempt. It was an actual hop. Let's take one more look at it. And then we'll call it a day. Okay. Let's do it. We'll go to this view. Here's your replay. Let's get our replay text up. Get our volume up. Make sure we're not muted. Turn our music down. Here we go. It's very loud.
There it is. We've got some sort of ignition. And it's a hop!
Lifted, get lifted, look at it go, look at it go.
Come on, SN6!
Oh my gosh!
Cheer from the crowd.
I haven't either. That's gonna.
You hear the car alarm going off?
Oh yeah!
Yeah! Look at that. It was that was beautiful. It was crazy looking, but beautiful all at the same time. Crazy and beautiful. I loved it. So a bunch of people have asked about the little bit of a slant. And yes, it does appear that there is a slight bit of slantiness. That I think that's what Das from NASA Spaceflight was showing here. Looks like he has replay text. Let me get rid of my replay text. So you can see there's a little bit of a tilt to it, little bit of an angle. Likely, probably came down a little bit harder on one of the legs. On that side that's a little bit lower, probably came down a little bit harder. There's likely some sort of crush core in there. So they would have some sort of crush core. If it's anything like the Falcon 9. The Falcon 9, the landing legs have a crush core. And if it comes down hard on one of the legs, the leg is designed to crush this honeycomb core so that the leg just doesn't completely break off. It can kind of give a little bit. And if it's anything like the Falcon 9, these little landing legs also have a crush core. At least I would expect they would have a crush core. And they can kind of collapse if it comes down a little harder on one leg than the other so that the leg just doesn't flat out break off. They had to hose it out after landing. Yeah, usually they have like a fire extinguishing hose in case there's any little bits of extra flaminess there. Framrick, as we say in Suffolk, slightly on the hull. It's either leaning or the ground isn't level. I'm pretty sure the ground is level. So I'm going to go with that's a lean. But we had a lean in SN5 too. SN5 had a bit of a lean. Yeah, and as Chuzakan points out, the test hop legs aren't the best. The landing legs that are on here are going to improve. They're going to be upgraded in the future. Are you sure the weight on the top is distributed evenly? I'm assuming you're talking about my Kerbal stuff. Yeah, the weight was distributed evenly. The difference is the offset center engine there. Unless you gimbal hard over, You have to put the thrust has to be off to the side at a bit of an angle to the actual Starship itself. So you're actually gonna, if you want to fly up, your thrust actually has to be off to the side so that you can fly up, because it wants, with that offset engine, like you saw in my Kerbalness, it wants to flip over. As soon as you fire the engine, it wants to go sideways. That's the idea. Okay, well, I think that's going to do it for me. I think we covered enough. We showed some examples on Kerbal. We got to see the hop. Finally. What's happening? What are the NASA space flight guys up to? Are they done? Oh yeah, they're done. And I think we're going to be done here as well with our ship, our Starship over on the side. Now that I have it up though, maybe a little bit later today. I got some real work to do. I will head out, do my real work, and maybe later today I'll play some more Kerbal for the Patreon members over on Discord. So if you want to get access to that secret stream, become an inner circle on Discord. Or on Patreon. And on Discord. This is what you get by becoming a Patreon member. You get the secret access on Discord. Anyways, I might live stream that on Discord later for those Patreon members. Maybe I'll mess around with a little bit of this and we'll say hello. But even if you don't want to be a Patreon member, I would join us on Discord as well, because you can chat it up and discuss all the spaceflight events with like-minded individuals, space fan, geeks like me. Not saying everybody's a geek like me, but I take it as a badge of honor, so you can come join at least this geek over in the Discord chat. Chat it up with me, and I'm sure there are some others that'll identify similarly. Right? All right. Well, what's our next event before we leave? What's the next thing that's going to come up? I don't know. Also, oh no, that's it. Never mind. Never mind. I'm going to keep that a secret for now. Secrets. Next thing, so we got the Starlink this morning, we got the SN5 hop. Oh, the NROL 44, that's a Delta 4 Heavy. I probably won't cover that one, but the Delta 4 Heavy is coming up. I think that's coming up for Saturday, I think is when it's scheduled for. And then the next big thing that I'll cover, probably maybe GPS 3 later in the month. I don't see anything else coming up, but we also have a Falcon Heavy coming up later this year. And we got lots of stuff to talk about. Got some new videos coming out. Hopefully soon, in the next probably week or two. Probably more closer to 2. But we'll have more of that. So come chat it up with us. And we'll talk more later on Discord. Learn about the side carrots. Alright guys, that's it. I'm really leaving this time. That's going to do it for me. My name's Tori. This is Overlook Horizon. I'm glad you were here. Watching, having fun with us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Because I do. And I enjoy when you enjoy it. I like having you here. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me. I will see you maybe in Discord later. If not, see you on the next video. Alright, goodbye everybody. Have a good day.